up and and you can get that preset. You got it. Make sure you get
Shalom.
this. Shalom.
We are GMS Louisiana, Lafayette camp. All right, we're out here prophesying the downfall and destruction of America. All right, before we get started, we're going to face the east. We're giving all infinite honors, glory, praises to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Harakakodash.
All right, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to you, Akim, that's pushing this truth and sincerity.
Right.
And salutations and blessings as well to the men, women, and children, the 1/3 who are, patiently waiting and continuing in this race as well. All right. We're going to get, we're going to get the first scripture. This is Revelations. Revelations 13 and 14, it says, and deceived them that dwelled on the earth. This is Revelations 13 and 13, and he does great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men.
Right, and we know that as being Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? When Esau, he killed over 100,000 people, man, when he tested out his so-called ICBM nuclear missile power, man. All right, so he did those great wonders, and his ICBM nuclear technology is a part of those great wonders, man. Because who has that capability on the planet Earth right now? Who has that high top-notch capability, man? The United States. And guess what? They're gonna flex it and attempt to flex that capability in this Third World War, man. All right, but guess who has the capability of the heavens, the capability of the fourth dimension, the capability of the third heaven, man? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. All right, so we know that plan is going to be foiled, but according to prophecy, these things have to happen. You got it, huh?
It says, and deceived them that dwelled on the earth by means of those miracles.
Right, and just like he had the power to do that, little man and big boy, he has the power to do things in the earth because the earth was given to the hands of the wicked, man. Job 9 and 24. So all these mandates, all these decrees that Esau is entering and going into, it's all in furtherance of their enterprise, man. But the Most High says he disappointed the devices of the crafty. So this jab, this juice that you're putting out, ultimately, it's not going to be implemented fully. It's going to be implemented fully, but it's not going to harm the men of the Lord, man. The scriptures tell you, woe, alas, it is that time of Jacob's trouble, but ye shall be saved out of it, man. So that's speaking of the elect. Lord willing, what that number, man. We're not deceived by these miracles, because anything that Esau throws out at us, like we're going to on a WhatsApp, me and the brothers, we speak on it. Brothers post articles on it and say, look what Esau is trying to get away with. Look at his deceitful manner, man. Look what this devil is doing across the planet Earth, man. Look how he's polluting our people, man, and they're going for it. Like Jake say, oh, you going for it, you went for it. 2/3 of our people, they went for it, man. They took that juice. We got mothers, fathers. I'm talking about our biological, so-called biological mothers and fathers. They went down and they said, look, give me right there. Even twice and 3 times and thrice, man. All right? You got it, all right? You have one, brother? Yeah. Let me know, all right? And then you'll bring those out too.
And deceived them that dwelled on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Keep going.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they shall make an image of the beast.
And when you make an image to this beast, you conform to the society. You give your life, your energy to America. And that's what you do when you go down to Egypt for help, man. You go down, you take this jab, because the multitude of people that's going and getting this put in their system, all right, they're doing it in hopes that they can continue on in the society. They're doing it for a purpose in their own lives. You're not doing it for the Lord, man. And how dare you say, because they even got people out here that saying, man, the Lord wants you to get jabbed up. The Lord wants you to protect yourself. The Bible says to cover yourself. But the scriptures tell you they cover themselves with a cover, but not of my spirit, man. You're not coming in the spirit of the Lord. The spirit of the Lord don't want you to get weak and feeble and just go down and accept Edomites like that across the street, man. All right? Because that's what Jake aspires to be, man. In a three-piece suit, walking up and down the street, all jolly and merry, man. Joining a fraternity. All right? Jacob put blood, sweat, and tears into being hazed, into joining a fraternity and getting beat down for some letters, man. All right? But you don't want to get down and come to this knowledge of the Lord, man. The Lord's going to destroy you, man. You got it, man.
And it says, and they
yeah, bring yours out, and then hold that where you at, bro.
It says, which had wounded by the sword and did live.
Yeah, he did live through that Roman Empire, because when the Roman Empire came on the scene, they were similar to America, because their empire was set up upon things that the earth had never seen at that time. They had a senate, they had a military, a strong, powerful military. They had a hierarchy. You had the plebeians, the patricians. All right, you had upper class, ruler class, which now today could be seen as the Democrats and Republicans. So all America did was, well, we fell. Renaissance period comes about. Ottoman Empire, Ottoman Turks, all right, Byzantine Empire. What we're gonna do is we're gonna rebuild everything that we lost during the Western Empire, man, and reincarnate it to America. That's why you see America with a high-power military. They go up. They got SpaceX. They got they even starting up a military in the heavens, man. That's how you know it's gonna be a war up there, man. All right. That's how you know that Esau knows that we're the elites on his side, man. The Amalekites, they know, man. They know that these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that the whole world counted as nothing, counted as dogs, all right? But the Most High counts you as dogs, and it's heathen nations, man. You got it, huh? You got yours on mine? You got it, for bring it up.
All right, Con. Because, going back to how the brothers was bringing out, how when this beast America would be erected, that it would perform our left hand.
Okay. Yeah, we can't be like the sidewalk.
Yeah, that America will perform our miracles, our left hand pseudo miracles, and rain fire down from heaven. And through those miracles, that's how he would deceive the nations around the world. All right, God. This is Matthew chapter 24, and this is words from Yahushai. All right, Matthew chapter 24, and I'll start at verse 23. Yahushua said, "Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is the Messiah, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders."
Right. And that's the Antichrist, because the anti-Mashiach is the system.
Yeah.
The image of the beast is the system. So when you cater to the image of the beast, you cater to the system, the philosophies and the ways of America, this westernized civilization. Can you get that in mind? Westernized. Just get westernized. To get a quick definition on it. Because when you give into this culture, you giving over to a westernized culture and a westernized mindset that these Europeans colonized the rest of the world with, man. Through their politics, through their treaties, through those sweet words, man. But the scriptures tell you about sweet words, all right? It says the enemy speaking sweet, and I'm going to get it real quick, all right? Which one were you at, huh? It's Sirach 12 and 16. 12 and 10. I'm going to start at 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. All right? So like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So you got to beware of him. Know that this is the same devil from Rome. Know that this is the same devil from the Greek Empire, man. Know that this is Cain spiritually. Know that this is that old serpent, man, from the garden. We know you, Esau. We know your spirit, man, on the planet Earth. So that's why we identify your spirit. And guess what? When you cut the tail off a serpent, that serpent will keep coming back. But the Most High said he's gonna break that head, man, off of Esau, Edom, and his system, man. Leviathan, man. Because the scriptures tell you pertaining to Job, who can lay hands on Leviathan? Lay hands on him if thou canst, man. That's talking about the system of America. Who can make war with the United States military, man? Not any of us. But guess what? the Lord of Sabaoth came, man. The powers of Israel, the armies of Israel came, man. Because guess what? Esau's planning the war in heaven. He knows what's going on. How much more do the angels in Yahweh Shemi Shai know what's going on, man? They're preparing for what's to come. And to squash Esau because all the work that the elect put in on this side, 1/3, we're going to get rewarded with that, man. And the Lord is going to give us a great reward in the kingdom of heaven. You got it, huh? Bring it up, brother.
All right, real quick. This is the word. This is the word westernized. The term westernized off of Google. It says definition 1: cause a country, person, or system to adopt or be influenced by the cultural, economic, or political systems of Europe and North America.
Man. Cause a country, person, or system. Who would that country be? The United States. Who would that people be? You Israelites. What would that system be? America, man. This whole United States is westernized. That's why you see people in November. It's November the what? 13th? And people are gearing up for Christmas. August, they were gearing up for Halloween, man. This system is set up in a Gregorian calendar, man. All right, of the Roman Empire, which was based on I think a 10-day week in the Roman Empire. All right, brothers can correct me if I'm wrong. A 10-day week in the Roman Empire, but they had days where pertaining to Daniel 7:25, he thinking to change the times and the laws, man. That's why right now you have what he's causing us daylights. Go ahead, huh?
Daylight savings, changing the natural order. Daylight. He made that the daylight savings and what's that other one called leap year and all that type of stuff like that, man. Messing up the times and the seasons.
That's what the brother brought out, man. That's westernized. No, but keep going with your point. That's good. Come through.
But yeah, man, he changes all these times and the seasons. All right, with the with the leap year and the what we just talking about the
Gregorian calendar.
The Gregorian calendar and the daylight savings, man. All right, the Lord that's not in the scriptures, man. All right. So you follow the ways after Esau, man.
Yeah, it's not in the scriptures. Pertaining to Genesis 1:14, Sirach 43. How do we judge time, Mikey?
By the moon.
By the moon. That's right. That gives us the signs for high holy days, feasts. All right, and certain high holy days that the Israelites kept, man. We don't keep time by Gregorian calendar or this Americanized calendar, this westernized calendar. We do it on the terms of the Most High, man. That's how we're gonna keep it because the scriptures tell you seek the ancient paths, man. The ancient paths were the men of the Lord that were pertaining to. You had tribes like Issacharites pertaining to First Chronicles. They were given us the gift of ascertaining the signs in the heavens, man, the stars. All right, the righteous zodiac. Okay, so we know that. So what should we do in these times? The scripture said we rehearse the righteous acts, man. Although we know that in the society, Esau, his work is esteemed as a potter's clay, and it surely will be turned upside down. But we know that we keep the Most High's laws to the best of our ability, man. You got it, huh? Y'all brothers got it.
All right, yeah. Just back to the term westernized off of Google. All right, definition 2 says, be in the process of adopting or being influenced by the systems of the West.
Ooh, adopting, influence. Does not Esau force Israelites to adopt his customs? When they come out the womb, the apostles going into this. When you come out of the womb, they slap shackles on you, man. You get a social security number, a social security card, and you're Americanized, man.
Birth certificate.
Go ahead, I bring it up.
Yeah, because as Apostle Paul always brings out, when you go back to the so-called birth certificate, it's modeled like the type of paper that it's made of. It's modeled after the Federal Reserve notes, right. which we know as the U.S. dollar. Okay, but currency. Yeah, exactly.
You speak on that. You got it.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to say is that just as much as the birth certificate, man, your name is in all caps, man, showing that you're property of the United States, which is a corporation.
Oh yeah.
And if you Google, All right, you can Google the old Social Security cards, and you'll see that it says account number on it, man, showing and proving that you are you are a part of that corporation. You nothing but like the Amalekites like to say, the higher elites, they like to call you Goyim, which is sheep.
Hey, back you up, huh? Quick precept for you. Remind you to stay where you at, huh? Let's do Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. I got you, huh? It says, Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed you.
Come on, man. And like we have to go to Esau for the water of all things, man. All right, we in the land of our captivity, man. All right, we subject to payments of Esau, man. All right, and like the
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. It says, Therefore shall thou serve thine enemies, from 2 on down to 18, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
That's talking about slavery, all right? But now he got you in mental chains, all right? With what? Philosophy, all right? We're celebrating these different holidays, all right? It's that Willie Lynch letter where it goes into, free, but bonding you by your mind, man, all right? So right now, our people are not even really physically free, are really not. But he gives you the analogy or the illusion that you're physically free, but he spiritually, he got you, man.
That's right.
All right?
But we were carried over here butt naked, man. Butt naked on cargo slave ships by you so-called Europeans, man. You so-called Edomites, you so-called white people that the Bible speaks of as the devil, man. That's a devilish act. You slap it in our face, say, look, I'm gonna carry you over here butt naked, stinking, all right? I'm gonna give you disease, I'm gonna give you pestilence, all right? I'm gonna butt break you, I'm gonna sodomize you, all right? And then I'm gonna slap the name on a slave ship and call it Sweet Baby Jesus, all right? That's a mockery, man. And the Most High says, surely the land cannot be cleansed by the hand of those that defiled it, man. And that's Esau Edom, man. He defiled this land. He took over this land and defiled our brothers. He defiled us and put us in slavery. And the Most High is going to grant us our payback, man. Surely the Lord shall revenge thy pride, man, of Esau. Because these devils walk around here in slow motion, man. Like they got the world ahead of them. But guess what? Live it up. This is your world, man. Go and teach your philosophies. Go and teach your dogmas. But the Most High said, I got 144,000 men that I reserved that won't bow to this thing, man. That won't bow to this society, man. That won't bow to Egyptology Kemetic, man. All right? And everything else you push. You have one out? Bring it out, bro.
This is Revelation 18:4. It says, and I heard a voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Yeah, come out of her, my people. That's a distinction. Let's talk about Israel. Because the Lord's people are Israelites, man. All right? And the brother got Psalms 83 is going to tell you what 2 through 18 consulted against to take one down, man. Keep going.
It says that ye be not partakers of her
And
sin.
a partaker is someone that's indulging in it. Someone that's believing in it. So the Most High said, you Israelites don't be partakers of the sins of America because the sins have reached unto the heavens, man. And I'm going to get there real quick. But bring it out from the top out.
It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. It says that ye be not partaker of her sins.
That's the next verse.
It says, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
That's right. And the plagues of America is what? Slavery. Mental slavery. Because once that emancipation proclamation was came about, Abraham Lincoln, what did they do to him? Boom, headshot, take you out of there. All right, they took you Israelites from chains and shackles to corporate slaves. Well, you know what? We got a better idea. When we see them, they're on the auction blocks. They're getting a little smarter, Bob. They're they're coming out of their element. They're starting to get smarter. They're starting to get wiser. We're sensing a revolt is going to come. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to Americanize it. We're going to build up these high skyscrapers. We're going to transgress the law of their power. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to put them in debt slavery. Now they got to pay taxes on their property. Now they got to pay a mortgage to stay here. We told them we were going to give them 40 acres and a mule, but we lied to them because surely, and I'm going to get back to it. All right? Keep going where you at. I'm wise.
Hey, real quick, if I can bring out a point, because you brought up the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yep.
Now, real quick, I just went on Google and I looked up the definition of the word emancipate. Now, when you go into the definitions, you know, Esau tells you that it means, so-called freeing from slavery. But now on Google, when you go down into the origin part, where it gives you like the etymology of the word, all right, it tells you, all right, the word emancipate comes from the Latin, all right, emancipat, and it means transferred as property.
One more time, Mark.
It means transferred as property.
So he disguised it as an Emancipation Proclamation, all right, with the brother read as what?
Transferred as property.
This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. Oh, we're going to pass this Emancipation Proclamation. It's going to give you people their land back. It's going to give you people some ownership in America. But what does that mean, that Emancipation Proclamation? Go ahead.
It says transferred as property.
So the slaves were transferred. You got it. The slaves were transferred from actual slaves in shackles and chains to corporate slaves, man, to debt slaves. All right, and the elite bankers of this society, they know that, man. The Federal Reserve, they know that. They set up the Federal Reserve and these international banking families to control the world's currency, to control you Israelites. Because the Most High said, wherever you Israelites are scattered, all right, y'all the most important people on the planet Earth, man. America wouldn't have been built up but for the slave work of the so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. We need you people to see this, man, all right? Because if you don't see this, the Most High is going to show you, man, with death, with judgment, man. We're warning our people, man. You have to take heed to this because the Most High said, if we don't come out here and proclaim this word, blood is going to be on our hands. So we come out here to get the blood off our hands, man. You got millions upon millions of Israelites are going to die out here, man. Only the elect is going to be saved out here, man. While you're wasting your time doing all these things out here that America has provided for you, Esau is sitting back and laughing because you don't know who you are, man. You don't know the name of your power. You don't know that this place is going to be destroyed, man. And I hope they hear us, man. You got it, man.
Yeah, because, going back to what the brother said about the word emancipate, it means a transfer of property. Okay, because like the brother brought out, when after the Civil War, okay, what happened to the slaves? They were transferred from the chattel slave masters of the South up to the corporate slave masters of the North. And that's exactly how these elites of Esau Edom has basically brought the whole world, and specifically our people, okay, kept us in slavery, up until this day, by corporate slavery, by way of the birth certificate, which I stated earlier. The birth certificate is modeled after the Federal Reserve note, known as the so-called dollar bill. And basically, when you go into the so-called dollar bill, the Federal Reserve note, okay, it's backed by debt. It's based off of debt. And one of the ways that the elites keep different countries throughout society, in slavery, so to speak, is by debt. Because they're nothing but a bunch of usurers and a bunch of gangsters and thugs.
That's right. Hey, and I got this page 84, Babylon and Timbuktu, a little inside article on it. It says, in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. With great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. Get that in Daniel 7. They stamped the residue with their feet, man. All right? Because that residue is talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, man. Who would get stamped? Who the remnant that Esau put away with, man, and did away with you to fulfill his enterprise, man. And he's still not done. Because they had it in mind for NWO, man, for a new world order. All right? You got it right?
Daniel 7. You say Daniel 7?
Yeah, I believe it's Daniel 7. Yeah. Daniel 7 and 7.
All right, God. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 7. After this, I saw in the night visions. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 7. After this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast.
Fourth beast going into the Roman Empire. Go ahead, out.
Dreadful and terrible.
Dreadful and terrible because of their military and their government. At that point in time, the whole world thought that Rome, it was with Rome. Rome was going to rule forever. But guess what? The Most High broke Rome down just as he was going to break America down. You got it?
And strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth.
Right, their military.
It devoured and break in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it.
Ooh, that's right. The residue with the feet of it. And that's talking about you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the remnant, man, that were there, man. We know they had Northern Kingdom very sparsely in that area, in that region, but it was mainly Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the Southern Kingdom, man. It says, look, back in this article, it says, during the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves, man. It don't say they were full of Ethiopians, man. It don't say they was full of Moabites, Chinese, Ishmaelites, Arabs. It said they were full of so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. Those we flee pertaining to Matthew, the abomination of desolation and destroyed the temple. We fled into West Africa, man. All right, we fled into those areas to do what? To flee persecution, man, because Yahweh warned us. He warned us and said, when thou seest the abomination of desolation, flee, man. So we fled up into those mountains, man, into those areas. Guess what? And guess what Israelites do when they flee into the area? They populate. All right? They're fruitful, they multiply. Okay? That's why when the Most High said from the beginning, because he knew, I've set ye apart from the Egyptians, man, in Exodus. Because he knew at one point in time it was going to come. And even at that point in time, and even in Egypt, they were considering Jews, Jakes, as what? Egyptians. And liking them into that land. But guess what? The Most High always had a chosen people that he brought up out of that land, man. With Moses and the Israelites. But with that comes what? With a higher calling comes a lot of duties, a lot of responsibilities, a lot of doubt. You're going to have people doubting you. You're going to have people saying, what if? Oh, the Lord, why ain't the Lord coming this fast? Why ain't the Lord coming this soon, man? But we're not taking heed to your own opinion. We're taking heed to this doctrine and this sound word, man. You got it, huh? Let me finish that up.
You want to finish it off?
Yeah.
This is back in Revelations 18 and 5, it says.
Matter of fact, let me bring this out real quick. All right, just to back up that point, because after we fled to West Africa, what? You had a period of time where you had the Dark Ages, where you had Jakes up in rulership. Esau was known as what? The Neanderthals, man. Cave dwellers, who dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks, who what? From they were driven out before men, man. All right? It says, this is the book. It's for you, Ra. I'm right here, man. It's called Creole New Orleans, Race and Americanization, edited by Arnold R. Hirsch and Joseph Logsdon. Uriah the water. B-R-I-K-M, I see you. Right, it says between 1719 and 1731, 22 of the 23 slave trading ships that came from Africa while France ruled Louisiana arrived. Between July 1719 and January 1731, 16 slave trading ships arrived in Louisiana from the Senegal region. 6 ships came from Judah. 6 ships came from Judah or Wada, a slave trading post on the Gulf of Benin near Dahomey, and 1 from Kabindi, Angola. During the same period, the slave trade from Senegal intensified after 725. Between February 726 and January 1731, 12 slave ships from Senegal landed 3,259 slaves at Belize at the mouth of the Mississippi River. During the same period, 1 ship from Judah or Wada landed 464 slaves at the same port. The only other slave trading ship that came from Africa to Louisiana while the colony was under French rule arrived in 1743 and was from Senegal, man. All right? So we know that Israelites came from that West African area. And it says what? Judah, Wada, man. They were dark-skinned people, man. And pertaining to Deuteronomy 28, it tells you what? We came to a nation that tongue we knew not, tongue we spoke not, man. So they beat that English language to us because we had the language that we were speaking Hebrew. And then it even tells you on Google, like if you could get it on I know you're good with that. You could type it on Google, man speaking Hebrew, Africa. Just type that in because, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I
Speak on that. You got it.
Speak on something.
You got it, bro.
If you watch that movie, Roots, all right, with
Toby.
when it was Kunta Kinte, man, whenever Kunta Kinte was getting beat, all right, and he was beat, and he was telling them what his name was, all right, that was subliminally showing that them beating our language out of us, man, all right. So our original language is Paleo Hebrew, man, all right, and there was a video somewhere on YouTube where it showed when the slaves came in, all right, in the churches, all right, where they tried to indoctrinate you, all right, with that Christianity doctrine, all right, a lot of those stalls where they used to sit at, the slaves used to engrave Hebrew writing, all right. So that further proves that we are actually the Hebrew Israelites, man. All right? You just gotta do your due diligence and search these things out.
Hey, here you go. I'm banging you up. It says, look, it's an article from cleanamerica.look.gov. It says, Negro who talks only Hebrew. Negro who talks only Hebrew. It says a Negro about 25 years old who answered to the name of Samuel Moskowitz was arraigned yesterday, which means what? When you get arraigned, you get brought up on charges. All right? So they arrested him, which was probably unlawfully because you know how Esau does, man. All right? He brings you up on charges unlawfully. He persecutes you without a cause. It says Moskowitz made signs. He made signs. So this guy who they arraigned, he made signs, basically, all right? Indicating that he did not understand the words of the magistrate. Meaning what? He didn't understand English, all right? So he was like, I don't understand, all right? I'm Hebrew. I don't speak this language. Okay, he said, and so his attorney representative said, Your Honor, he is a Hebrew. So they knew, man. The court systems knew, all right, he's a Hebrew. He comes in a different language, a different tone, all right? Well, in the court of law, you're under the American rule, American law, American jurisdiction. All right, that's what Esau told him. Now, here's what happened. It says, Your Honor, he is a Hebrew. What, a Negro Hebrew? What, a Negro Hebrew? I never heard of such a thing before, said the judge. It is true, Judge, said the interpreter. There are about 300 of them in New York, and they all come from Jerusalem. There are about 300 of them in New York, and they all come from Jerusalem. So what? He came from Jerusalem speaking at Lashawan Kodash, man. That Hebrew tongue that they knew not, pertaining to Sirach 1 and 1, man. That Hebrew tongue, when it was spoken in another language, it has not the same force, man. And you can get that, all right? It says, now here's the thing. It says, Detective Casey of the Eldridge Street station explained that shortly after 2 o'clock yesterday, he found the man in Grand Street surrounded by a crowd. He declared that he arrested him when he refused to move on after being ordered to do so. So people were surrounding him, basically marveling at him. Oh, you speak Hebrew, you from another land. So the guy came and arrested him and charged him for it, man. Saying he was disturbing the peace, basically. You know how Esau do, man. Oh, you got a bunch of jakes out here. We're gonna stereotype. We're gonna prejudice them. We're gonna arrest them. It says, all right. It said, judge, said the lawyer. This person is a Hebrew and is employed by a rabbi to write scrolls. I saw this myself. Because this prisoner speaks Hebrew, large crowds constantly follow him. Because this person speaks Hebrew, large crowd constantly follows him. A crowd, you got it out? Sirach 101?
Yeah. Sirach 1 and 1.
Look it up.
Hey, real quick.
You got it.
Come see. Because I had this picture saved on my phone. I never sent it in the chat yet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You want to come and bring it to the phone?
Yeah.
To show the brothers?
Yeah. Hey, the brother got got a little piece of info. I don't know if you brothers can see. All right. Want to check this out? This correlates with exactly what we're talking about.
I'm gonna show you.
All right. And you can bring it up too. I'm almost done with this. It says, all right. You got that Sirach 101 too. You can bring it up.
I remember that. I remember that.
It says, because this prisoner speaks Hebrew, large crowds constantly follow him. A crowd surrounded him this morning. The policeman came along and told him to move on. So because he spoke Hebrew, a large crowd followed him. Because when we're out here speaking at Lashawan Kodash, all right, it's totally contrary to the language of the society. Because guess what? Our laws, our statutes, our commandments are totally contrary to the society, man. Shalom to you, on the comment board. Bring it out, all right?
All right, God.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, this is the prologue to the book of Sirach. Okay, it says, a prologue made by an uncertain author. This, you want me to pronounce it Joshua or Yahweh?
Yeah, you jump to the middle of it. That's what it says.
The middle of it? Come see. I don't have it highlighted.
Oh, here we go.
All right. Now, this is the middle of the prologue of the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha.
Right.
It says, for the same things uttered in Hebrew,
In
Hebrew, and translated into another tongue, have not the same force in them.
That's right. Have not the same force in them. So when they saw him speaking in Hebrew, and I'm going to bring it out again, all right? It says, because the prisoner speaks Hebrew, a large crowd constantly follows him, man. And who does that remind us of? Yahweh Shai, man. All right? He was followed by large crowds of people trying to seek out, well, what's this guy about, man? He's different. He's not like these so-called Gentiles running out here in Rome, man. All these other people that are saying that, oh, they're Greeks with this. Yahweh Shai kept to his word. He kept to his faith until the end, man. And it says, because this prisoner speaks Hebrew, large crowds constantly follow him, but the man did not understand and did not move on. So he didn't understand what the police officer was saying because he was coming in English. It says, then Casey slapped him in the face. The man fell to the sidewalk and was then hit again by Casey. Now this is in the 1700s, man. It's almost 400 years ago. This is 300 plus years ago, and the same police brutality was going on then, man. But just because didn't understand, man. Just because he didn't understand the words of the Lord, he scoffed at it. He was a subject to police brutality and getting his life taken of Esau, man, of this devil.
Hey, if I may say, that's the spirit, because you said when it was up, 17.
In the
1700s, right?
It was actually, it was around 1717.
17.
You got it, yeah.
So this is the article, well, the information that I brought out earlier, and it says, all right, the First Baptist Church. It says the First Baptist Church and the oldest black church in America, in North America, which is really an Israelite church. All right, it says founded in 1777 by George Lees, located in Savannah, Georgia. Noted there were writings in Hebrew, not English, which means that the ancestors remembered their original language. All right,
you got it.
Good.
Let's go.
And they got a precept. This is 2 Corinthians 11 and 22, and it reads.
Bring it out, huh?
It says, "Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I." Man, and through the scriptures, man, all of those people was Israelites, man. All right. And when you read the scriptures, it says, Yahweh Shai spoke Hebrew as well. Matter of fact, I can get that too.
Yeah, grab it. Yeah, look, they got a little bit more.
That's Acts 26.
Look, and it's the latter end. It says, so the police officer hit him, knocked him on the ground. All right, as we see Jakes, millions of countless amount of Jakes being done the same thing today. But it says, then the police officer arrested him. It appears to be a mistake all around. Right. Several Hebrews crowded to the rail where the lawyer was and offered to appear as witnesses for the man. So they had several Hebrews around waiting to be a witness and testify and say, man, this man was innocent. This man did nothing wrong. This man was persecuted without a cause. But guess what happened? And offered to appear as witnesses, but the judge discharged him without further evidence, man. Knowing what? He was in the wrong, man. All right, but that just goes to show you that we were brought here in cargo slave ships, and the language was beaten into us, man. This English language, it's nothing compared to the Hebrew like the brother brought out. You got a little bit more on that, Sirach 101 out? You got it.
It says,
we're going to get into a little bit more.
It says, I'll read it again. The middle part of the prologue of the book of Sirach, it says, for the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another language,
English, Yiddish, whatever you want to call it, man, is what?
And translated into another tongue have not the same force in them.
Have not the same force in them. Go ahead.
And not only these things, but the law itself.
The law itself.
And the prophets.
The prophets.
And the rest of the books.
And the rest of the books.
Have no small difference.
When
they are spoken in their own language.
In their own language, man. But we know what? We prophesy in part. We're given a stammering lips. So guess what? We're going to deal with this language until the Most High destroys it. But we're not going to compromise when it comes to the name of the Lord. We're not going to compromise when it comes to the Hebrew and the Lashon Kodash. And the I'm wise, that's Hebrew. Amanya is Hebrew. Wa'adia, Kazakia, Yakana, Ra'aya, Kaya, Amwad, all right, Darashi, Yerah, Samakia, okay? Those are Hebrew names, and they have strong utterance in them, man. They have strong power in them, man. But when you say them in the English language, it's like nothing, man. That's why you had the Bible Destruction Group, those crypto Sabbateans that came in and threw all those flaws in there because they knew that we were Hebrews, man. They knew the power that Hebrew tongue had, man. They knew that English couldn't compare to that Hebrew, man. All right, you got it, huh? You want to say something?
I'll make a quick point. Yeah, because ultimately they know that in the Hebrew tongue is also found the names of Yahweh B'Shem Shai.
That's right.
And the scriptures tell you in Malachi was at 1 and 14, the name of the Lord is dreadful among the heathen. So one of the reasons why they blocked us from coming back to that language, our original language was Hebrew, is to keep us from calling on the name of the Lord. Okay, because as a matter of fact, when you go to Isaiah 59, it also tells us that, it tells you in the scriptures that we will fear the name of the Lord from the west. And when the enemy will come down, all right, with that like a flood, then that standard will be lifted up. Okay, so by us calling on the name of the Lord, and crying out to our power, Abba Father, like it says in Galatians, okay, when this devil comes after us and persecutes us for our testimony, all right, the Most High is going to lift up that standard for his ass and take his ass down.
This Isaiah 59:19 backing you up. It says, I'm going to start it on 18. It says, according to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries.
Oh.
Who's an adversary to the Most High? Esau, Edom, Moab, Ishmael. They're adversaries. And guess who's going to take the worst pain out of those adversaries? Esau, Edom. Because after a day, 1,000 years, you're gone, man. You're exterminated. We're going to cut off, pertaining to Isaiah 14, the son, the nephew, your lineage, man. And that's what's going to hurt you more. Because what you did, you didn't cut off our lineage. What you did was you poisoned our minds, enslaved us, and had us teaching our children your doctrines. But you didn't cut off our lineage. Only the Most High has the power to do that, man. Yeah. You don't have the power of the Most High, Esau. It says, and it's the one you quoted, it says, according to their deeds, according he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies, to the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. And you think the Spirit of the Lord is going to lift up that standard in Lashawan Kodash, man. It's not going to be in English. You think Yahushua, when he utters words off of that fathership, he's going to be speaking in English? No, man. He's going to be speaking in that Lashawan Kodash, man. And you better be very. What was that character that used to be like? Be very, very afraid.
Oh,
one with the gun. Emma Fudd. Be very, very afraid, man. Because the Most High has something that you couldn't even fathom, man. And Esau, the movies that Esau put out will have people shivering in their timbers, man. Just imagine the coming of the Most High and a fury, like we was talking about in the chat of Manyamwa, those newly created beasts. The scriptures say you're gonna tremble and perish at the sight of them, man. So how much more Yahushua? Man,
yeah. Who created those beasts?
Who created them? It said they appeased the wrath of them who made them. Mm-hmm. So that's Yahushua, man.
And if I may, because those beasts are also part of the spirits of vengeance that the Most High created for wrath. Like it tells you in Sirach 36. As a matter of fact, the Spirit is on me to bring it out. So I'll go to it real quick. All right, this is Sirach chapter 36. And it might be 38.
What you looking for?
The Spirit's created for vengeance.
I got it right here. All right. This is the book of Sirach 39.
39.
Mm-hmm. 39 and 28.
All right.
It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance.
Created for vengeance. Go ahead.
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
And when you go into like animals in the scriptures like Leviathan, all right, for a great example, and as well as, okay, you also, if you look it up, you also have a mega shark known as Megalodon. He even came out with a movie on it, called The Meg. Yeah, The Meg. And as well, many other creatures. Okay, those creatures are all part of those spirits created for vengeance. Because Leviathan is going to be used, to weaken out, the naval force of America and as well as different countries throughout the world.
Beautiful point. Now, could you get on Google how much % of the ocean has been discovered out?
Yeah. Because
that's going to prove the brother point. Beautiful point he made that the naval is going to be a bad, because the scripture say, woe to you, Revelation 12 and tells, the inhabitants of the sea, the earth, because the devil has come down to you in the great rat. They're trying to make war with the sea, man. They even have a specific law in this country that caters to the oceans. It's called maritime law, man. Where they policy the ocean, see what's going on, and really, it's basically for a price tag. Esau wants to put a price tag on everything, man. You got it on mine?
Yeah. It says now. I looked up on Google. All right, what percent of the ocean has been discovered? All right, in the first article that came up from worldwideboat.com, it says according to the national fucking shit off, man. God damn. Thank you. All right, it says according to the National Ocean Service, it is shockingly small. It is a shockingly small percentage. Just 5%.
Just what?
Just 5%.
So we know that Esau tells us that the earth is billions of years old. So if he tells us that there's 5% of the ocean, you could believe that it's 0.5% of the ocean that's been discovered. Yeah. So when the Most High said he's got newly created creatures, you better believe that not only the Leviathan is coming back, but there's going to have, like the brother brought out, Megalodon. There's going to be more newly created creatures, man, because there's a time we've never seen before, man. And the scriptures tell you that Leviathan played with ships. So your naval technology, your maritime law, Leviathan is going to literally be like, hear something? Y'all hear something? Is that a fly buzzing? That's going to be those naval ships, man. Literally, man, 5% of the ocean out. and look, and you know how they present to us, like the dark zone in the ocean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, they got all this down here. Esau's like, oh, we got it all covered. But you only cover 5%, Esau, if that. It's really 0.5%. You know he's the father of lies, man.
Yeah, he's the forger of lies.
That's right. You got some more info?
Yeah, it says just 5%, and after this, I also got a precept to bring out to back up this article. It says just 5% of Earth's ocean have been explored and charted, especially the ocean below the surface. The rest remains mostly undiscovered and unseen by humans.
But guess who is seen by? It's unseen by Esau, Edom, but it's seen by the Most High. The Most High has covered 144% of that ocean. Oh. He knows everything that's under there. He knows everything that's ready to appease the wrath, because appease means what? Please. To fulfill the Most High's will, man. Because the Most High controls everything, including Esau, man. And this Esau is just a test right now, man. It's a test of our faith. And we got to persevere because we know greater things are ahead, man. This life is, you walk outside, you smell weed all around. You smell nasty, stinking perfume. You smell box, all right? Hard liquor, malt liquor, Coke 40. This is not our rest, man. That's why the scriptures say we have no continuous city. That we was talking about yesterday.
You smell that dumpster still? I believe the Corey Holcomb had made that joke years ago. Because you know, like when you stand next to a dumpster, it has that smell to it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, when you said that, like I know that smell, like it came in my head, like
yeah.
Man, bro. No. What you got it? You have one on us? I'm bagging up. You have one?
Because the brothers was going into how Esau is trying to search out, because the brothers was going into how Esau is trying to search out, the depths of the ocean, all right? And then he also has, his space stations in the sky and everything like that, man, all right? So the scripture right here, this is Jeremiah 31 and 37. And it reads, thus said the Lord, if the heavens above can be measured and the foundations of the earth be searched out beneath.
Right. So Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he can't measure the heavens above. The scripture said what? You have the dew of heaven. This is coming out of the Bible. All right? You have the dew of heaven, the fatness of the earth. And the dew in the ground, we know that that's a what? Small mist. So that's nothing. That's 0.5%, like the brother brought out. You got the dew of everything, the dew of knowledge, man. All right? And if you got a problem with this word, we're coming straight out of the Bible, man. That's right. This is not out of our own opinions, man. So whether you like it or not, the word is a two-edged sword and it cuts you asunder. So yeah, you're not going to like it, man. Because it's the truth based on your nationality. We know Esau like we know our damn selves, man. We know you because You have to know your enemy in order to know how to survive, how to move. If I got an enemy out here that wants to take my life, right, Amani? Right, I'm wise. I'm gonna have to study that enemy to see what he's going, where he's going, how he's planning, in order to figure out how I'm gonna move, man. That's what we do through this holy Bible. Go ahead, you got it.
Again, it says Jeremiah 31 and 37, and it says, "Thus said the Lord, if the heavens above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth be searched out beneath, I will also cast off all my seed of Israel for all they that have done," said the Lord.
Right. Got it, bro.
So basically, man, the Lord saying if you can search out the heavens and if you can search out, the ocean, all right, what the Lord would cast out. The Lord would cast out, Israel, man. But that's not gonna happen because the Lord made a promise, man. The Lord has also set the bounds that you cannot pass.
Yep.
So,
that's right.
Nice. I got a quick one. Then after that, I got a precept, some precepts in the Apocrypha.
Okay.
But real quick, this is a quick one. This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 40, verse 12. It says, "Who hath measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and meted out heaven with the span, and comprehended the dust of the earth in a measure, and weighed the mountains in scales and the hills in balance."
Sure, not Esau.
Yeah, it says nobody.
Yeah, man. Only the Lord. Only the Lord. And see, that's how. Oh, hold on, man. I got one to back you up. Bring that out one more time on my
God. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 12. "Who hath measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and meted out heaven with the span, and comprehended the dust of the earth in a measure, and weighed the mountains in scales and the hills in a balance."
That's right. Who had done that, man? Not Esau. Esau is trying to. He's not even scratching the surface of what the Most High has, man. He has the blue of heaven. 5% of the ocean you've discovered. That's 95% left, man. If you discovered even that, man. But we know you're the father of lies, so you put out these things and you make the whole earth drunken with your philosophies, making them think that you discovered everything. Everything has been found out. But you're the father of lies. Backing you up, Bob. 2nd Ezra 4, and I'm going to start at 4. It says, come on. All right, Salaki, I can bear with me. 2nd Ezra 4 and 5. "And I said, Tell on, my Lord. Tell on, my Lord. Then said he unto me, Go thy way. Weigh me the weight of the fire, or measure me the blast of the wind, or call me again the day that is past. Then answered I and said, What man is able to do that thou shouldest ask such things of me? And he said unto me, If I should ask thee how great dwellings are in the midst of the sea, or how many springs are in the beginning of the deep, or how many springs are above the firmament, or which are the outgoings of paradise, peradventure thou would say unto me, I knew I never went down into the deep, nor as yet into hell, neither did I ever climb up into heaven," man. So who can do that? Who can measure the weight of fire, the dust, like the brother brought out, all right, the air, okay? The Most High can do that, but not Esau, man. Esau is only capable of what the Most High allows him to. You got that Job 14 and 5? Bring it out, brother.
This is Job 14 and 5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined."
And determined means what? You got a cap on it. Well, we've gotten to day 144. Esau, you're out of there. For example, the Most High determines his days, just like he determines the days of us.
Yeah.
Does not the Most High determine the exact moment we're going to go into the spirit world, the exact moment when your father's going to catch that urge and you're going to be conceived, man? And that's a beautiful thing, man. The Most High is right on time. Like the scriptures say, what? Like these people say in the world, ain't he good? Won't he do it? Ain't he right on time? Yeah, he's right on time for his elect. All right, but not you Christian. Christian. You pork chop eating pastors, man. Bring it all out.
It says the number of his months are with thee.
Ooh.
It says thou appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
So the number of Esau's months are with thee. Esau can't even tell you the number of his months that he's been here, man. The exact days. Like you brought out in 2nd Ezra 4. Can you call to me the day that is past? Tell me everything that happened. The Most High could go. Yesterday was the 12th, right? The Most High could go from the beginning of yesterday and recall you the events that happened on the entire planet, every single step of that way, the whole day yesterday. Man. Did Esau do that? No, man. Keep going, man.
It says, turn from him that he may rest till he shall accomplish, and a hireling is they.
That's right, man. They got some more.
I believe that's it.
Yeah, man, because Esau, he's like you have a hourglass, and you got sand that's trickling down and it's almost over with. We're almost at the end of this thing, man. And we feel it, we know it, but it's up to the Most High to determine when. But we know it's going to come as a thief in the night, and it's going to shock you people, man. It's not going to shock us. All we have to do is what? Persevere through those times. Endure through those times. All right? Let me get it right quick. All right? This is Matthew 24. We'll start at 13. It says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the shame shall be saved, man. So we're not waiting upon next week, next month. All right? We're waiting on the end, man. We got to endure to the end. It doesn't say he that endure until this next Christmas or endure until 2022. It says until the end, man. All right? It says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. That's why you got GMS Italia, GMS Campo de Yahweh. Why Yahweh? Shine, man. All right? Brothers getting it in another language, another tongue. All right? But still what? Speaking that Hebrew, man. All right? You got it, all right? Yeah, precept.
Yeah.
On the comment board. Shalom, Akiyam, Yabashim, Shabbat. Anaya, GMS Anaya, Shalom, GMS Flourish and Faith. Bye. Shalom, Akiyam. From the brothers, Wahadi, Amwaz, and Amanya, GMS Lafayette. You got it, right?
Yeah, because this, basically going back to what we was talking about, the oceans and how Esau, Edom, didn't fully discovered on the oceans, and how you have certain animals and creatures in the oceans that's waiting for the Most High to give them the green light to bring judgment. All right.
Green light, hey, that's a whole lesson. You got it, bro.
All right. God, this is Sirach chapter 43, and verse 23. By his counsel he appeaseth the deep, and planted islands therein. Verse 24. They that sail on the sea tell of the danger thereof, and when we hear it with our ears, we marvel therein. Yeah, they that sail of the sea tell of the danger there is. Because these sailors, okay, they constantly, and as well as Esau Edom's navy, when they go down to the ocean with those submarines and things like that, they constantly see all types of different creatures, okay, and intimidating creatures, so to speak. That ultimately they know that the Lord got them down there, all right, and basically holding them on standby for bringing judgment on them. Okay, yeah, standby. They got Leviathan down there, Megalodon, and various other creatures that we don't know of, that the Most High is going to use for when he's ready to bring judgment.
All right, got it after you done, huh?
All right, Khan. It's verse 26, verse 25, Sirach 43 and 25. For therein be strange and wondrous works, variety of all kinds of beasts and whales created.
Variety. So it means what? Variety is all types, man. That's because the Most High says he's diverse in all his ways, man. Mm-hmm. So that means not only did the Most High create Leviathan, but he's created other things that are going to be exposed in this times, man.
Yeah, they got this one snake called it's called Titan Boa. What it says like 40 feet long and it's big as hell. That's another creature that's
Titan. It must be like in a boa constrictor family.
Yeah, boa. Yeah, but it's called Titan Boa.
Titan Boa.
Yeah,
so it's like
they say it's like 40 feet long and shit, bro.
Hey, and look, man, what the brothers been bringing out. Like, you have different type of creatures. You might have a animal like the brother brought out, a snake that'll be from the one end to that street to this end, man. Yeah. Like literally a serpent in the air, man. Who's gonna escape that? Who is going to escape that, man? Except the men of the Lord, man. You got it, huh?
Yeah,
you got it, brother. I know that.
Yeah, real quick. This the main points that I wanted to get to in this chapter. It's just like a couple of verses long, but this is down to verse 32. It's Sirach 43 and 32. There are yet hid greater things than these be, for we have seen but a few of his works. And here it's talking about the Most High. So, the scripture says we've only seen a few of the Most High's works. And especially, Esau Edom, okay, going back to that article where it says he only discovered 5% of the ocean, okay, if that, he's only seen a few of the Most High's works, and as well as us, okay?
Seen a few. That's why, like, they got articles where Esau, he'll be up in here. He's made accounts that he's been up in the second heavens in space, and he's been seeing angels up there.
Yeah.
Dark skinned men with beards and woolly froze. And guess what? He's reporting it and trying to throw that discord and saying it's something else. Like you got the Pentagon having a so-called UFO theories, all right? But guess what? They're not reporting on the detriment and the force and the power that those beings have up there, man. Yeah. They're making light of it. They're saying, "Oh, you have nothing to worry about. It's just foreign creatures. We're gonna deal with it. We'll dispose of them." No, man, they're gonna dispose of you, man. Literally. Like you go into your recycle bin on your computer and you press that button and it empties out the trash. Everything, man. That's what the Most High gonna do to Esau, man. With a snap of a finger. You got that?
Yeah, because like he says in Isaiah 14, he's gonna sweep Babylon with the besom of destruction.
Yes, the bosom of destruction. That's right.
God, he go sweep this place, like a broom, because when you in your kitchen, right, and you see some trash on your kitchen floor, what do? You sweep it up and you throw it in the trash. And that's exactly what the Most High is gonna do with Babylon.
Hey, now, when you throw that in the trash, do you think about that trash after you threw it in there?
Hell no.
You going about your business,
right?
You disposing of that. The Most High really, when Jake got a full trash can, Jake be like, "Oh shit, man," steady trying to stuff in there. He be like, "Man, it's too much. It's too much. I'm gonna go and take it to the dumpster, man. It's too much, bro." That's how Revelation 18:5. Your sins have reached on to heaven, so that trash bin is full, man. The Most High really, literally gonna be like, "Oh no, oh no," and that's how the Most High thinks of you, Esau. He's not thinking you like, "Oh man, we're going down there. We don't know if we're gonna make it back, y'all." No, man. The Most High like, man, this trash can got too full. Let's empty this out and let's take my lick out of there. It's style, man. You got it, bro. Yeah, that's going back in my mind.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 11 and 17. It says, For thy mighty hand that made the world of matter without form,
right hand.
wanted not means to send among them a multitude of bears and of fierce lions.
Right, so the Most High made the world from the beginning in Genesis without line, without form, put the world into perspective, created the elements, charged them up, created the heavens, the firmament, all right, the elect, but also, pertaining to Genesis 1, he created different beasts, man. But with those beasts, he created diversity in those. So you got Leviathan. Leviathan's been there from the beginning, man. Literally been here from the beginning, all right? And all like the brother's going to get into other beasts that are newly created. Bring it out, brother.
If I can say, during whenever that pandemic had happened, a lot of people stayed in their houses, and a lot of animals started to go into the cities. Yeah. All right, like deers and different things like that, and alligators, man. So when society breaks down, all right, and people. When society breaks down and people are scrambling, they're going to run to the wilderness, man. Mm-hmm. And they're going to get ate up there. And a lot of those animals that are in those places, they're going to come in here.
Yeah, all right? Field should have left 2 or 3 of them.
So, it's going to be judgment all over the place, man.
Really, right. It shows you that in the movie I Am Legend. When you had lions and the deers, in New York City. It was all
what they was doing. It was ravishing.
Yeah.
They wasn't out there to get petted. You think they was petting them at that time? Hell no. And the Most High said he's going to put the spirit on them, man.
Yes.
So guess what? Like we saw, what did we see on the way when I was bringing you back yesterday? We saw a lady, she was amputated, right? She was on the side, like, where university is at? She was on a main highway, like, just walking with, like, one leg out. So imagine a pack of hungry dogs, what they're gonna make of that situation.
And they're gonna revert back to their natural state right there, man, because they won't have an option to because there ain't nobody feeding them no more, man. All right, and those animals that are in the zoo as well, they're gonna escape because there ain't nobody feeding them. All right, so I mean, it's gonna be wild animals, beasts all over the place, man. It says, verse 18, are unknown wild beasts full of rage.
Full of rage. And why are they full of rage? Because not only have you polluted the inhabitants, so you polluted the animals. You got lions, male lions being with other male lions. You got male dogs seeking after other male dogs. It's like a time we never seen before, man. It's wicked. It's nothing but wickedness. You got it,
it's like they got, Esau's crossbreeding animals.
Yeah.
Mixing their seeds and stuff like that, mixing their spirits up.
Yeah, man. So the Most High, you got a lot of blood, not just only with us, but you. The scriptures say, Revelation 12 tells, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, man, land and the sea, man. The devil has come down to you with great wrath. So the animals have a spirit just like the men of the Lord. But according to Ecclesiastes 3, the spirit of beasts go downward. The spirit of man, we go upward into the Lord, man. But it's still a spirit created by the Lord. But that spirit is going to be full of rage in that day. Go ahead, Al.
It says, unknown wild beasts full of rage, newly created.
What?
Newly created.
Newly created. So the Most High said, I'm going to come back in style. I'm going to create. They got newly created beasts out here, man. And we've been seeing them. Like the brother posted on WhatsApp I'm going to have to find it, y'all. The brother posted on WhatsApp a couple months back. They had a beast. It was like somebody killed him with their truck, right? But he looked like yeah, bro. Like he literally did. Like he was about 7-8 foot long. He looked like a walking werewolf, but he had 2 legs and claws, long hair, all that, bro. So the Most High,
far out,
really, bro. Like Silver Bullet, modern day Silver Bullet, man. You got it, man.
It says, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or a filthy scent of scattered smoke. And shooting horrible sparks out of their eyes.
Ooh, woo! Man, the Most High is not playing, man. Shooting fiery sparks out of their eyes. Now that's some stuff that you see on sci-fi.
Yeah,
literally. And sci-fi can't do the creativity of the Most High any justice, man. You got it,
It says thereof, not only the harm might dispatch them at once.
Not only the horror might dispatch them, make them get around and move around and run and be fearful, but what else?
But also the terrible sight utterly destroy them.
The terrible sight utterly destroy them. So they're going to be destroyed by the sight of this, man. All right? And guess what? That's the same representation that the Most High Yahweh Shai is going to come in, because it says, surely you'll be beaten to utterly beaten to powder at his presence, man. So these beasts that the Most High create, they're going to come in the presence of the Most High, man. You're going to be destroyed by them, man. And we're going to see these things, man. The men of the Lord are going to witness and see these things, man, that are going on because of the judgment of that whore of Babylon, man. That cup runneth over wickedness, man. Like the brother brought out, Revelation 18:5. I'm going to bring it out one more time. It's the book of Revelation 18, verse 5. It says, for her sins, speaking of Babylon, have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, hath remembered her iniquities. And Obadiah 1:4 tells you what? All right, I'm going to grab that real quick to back this up. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 4, and it reads, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars, because you do what? You go on the stars, and that's like your playpen, right? You think it's your playpen. I'm going to talk to you. All right. Those stars, Esau goes up there in the heavens, and he does what? He tries to kick out his feet, relax. He's even trying to put sperm up there, man. He's even doing what? He's trying to create a habitation up there for people to live in and escape judgment. But the Most High says what? Obadiah 1 and 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord. That's right, man. And only the power of the Lord has the power to bring Esau down, man. To bring him low. To make him pay for all the things he did to us, man. And we're waiting on that moment. And y'all see us as what? Oh, look at those angry black men. They're just out here just saying they got power they're waiting on, some type of power they're waiting on, some type of war, some type of, what did they say it was? What did they say it was, Carson? Jacob's trouble? What's that? What even is that? But you're gonna see, man. Because when the prophets come out, Jeremiah 28 and 8, we prophesied against many kingdoms, great kings, against pestilence, wars, man. We've done that. And we're here doing it again today. Because the will of the Lord is going to stand at the end of the day, man. The name of the Lord is going to stand, and it's going to be pronounced in the entire earth, man, and the planet. Just as it was in Egypt, just as it was in Assyria, Neo-Babylon, Babylonian, Medo-Persia, Greece. The name of the Lord was pronounced in that land to tell you, look, you're being overthrown, but the Lord did this. Yeah, it was the battle of, it was the Jewish-Roman war. Yeah, it was the Syrian wars, but ultimately the Lord did this. It wasn't just your enemy. It wasn't that sword that he swung. It wasn't that catapult that he bolted. It was the Lord, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. And the Lord is going to destroy America. All right? And take his elect out of here, the seed of Israel, man. So-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. We will be delivered out of the daughter of the Chaldeans, man. Babylon the Great, that whore that sit upon many waters, man. Whether you like it or not. Y'all brothers got precepts?
I got one last one. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 46, verse 10. As a matter of fact, I started at 9. It says, remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, Yahweh, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me. Okay, so Esau Edom is nothing like Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, he's the Most High is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, which means what? All powerful, all knowing, in all places at all times. Okay, Esau Edom can never do that because he's a carnal mortal man. All right, it says, verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So, here it is. Esau Edom is getting ready to set up his NWO system. Okay, his New World old system. I don't want to say it, because I don't want to get the video flagged or striked or whatever. But now, pretty soon in the earth, there is going to be, all right, a new world order, but it's a matter of whose world order. It's going to be Yahweh Shema Shai's new world order, and it's going to be a world, all right, ordered after righteousness, all right, a new heavens and a new earth, wherein what? Righteousness is going to dwell, right. All right?
And that government is going to rest upon Yahweh Shai's soul. Yep. And just to back you up, like Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verse 23. It says, for the Most High created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it, man. So through envy of Esau Edom, man, that came death into the world. Genesis, the 2nd chapter, man. The 3rd chapter, Salaki. All right? Eve envied Esau. Her envy, she loved Esau so much, she reflected that to Adam. And Adam went off, man. All right? Because the scriptures tell you, I'm going to get it real quick. 1 Timothy 2 and 14. And Adam was not, I'm going to start at 13. For Adam was formed first, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. So she was deceived first, man. So she transgressed first. But nevertheless, Adam received that penalty, man, because Adam was one with the Most High, man. He was right up under the Most High, man. So he received that penalty, and yet we still, how much that grain of evil seed was planted in the beginning, how much more did that break forth to this day, man? We're in these chains of darkness for that, man. But guess what? Yahushua was Adam. And he paid for that. And Yahushua is coming back to get his reward. Is not his reward going to be to reign with us? Y'all can come through. We can't block the sidewalk. Yeah. Y'all come through. It's not Yahushua whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His reward is to reign with the elect on this side, man. Right. On this side, man. And that's going to be the reward of the saints because, I believe it says, let me get it real quick. I'm on 10%. And we're going to take it out on this one. This is Psalms 139, and I'm going to start at 21. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? Am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. So we hate the society. We hate our enemies with perfect hatred. Does that mean that when Esau come up all proud, we're going to want to throw hands with him? No. We're going to fight you with this, man. We're going to fight you. We're going to fight your sword with spiritual sword, man. We're going to fight your carnal gift with our spiritual gift, man. And that's what the Lord has blessed us with in these last 60 times, all right? The Lord willing, this message is edifying. We're going to turn face to the east and give infinite honors and glories to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Harukadosh. Double honors to the apostles that rule well and teach well and are worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you. I keep pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 60 times. Abba, Kwam Yasha Allah. Shalom.
Shalom.
Till next time, I keep Shalom.